Welcome back to Top Coin. You might want to hold on tight to that old penny in your pocket because what might look like an ordinary 1964 Lincoln cent could actually be hiding some serious value. That's right, we're talking about a coin worth just 1 cent on paper but possibly fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars in the collector's market today. Some of these coins have auctioned for stunning prices, and today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1964 Lincoln penny, a coin steeped in history, mystery, and modern-day treasure hunting. So if you've got a coin jar, an old drawer, or even a dusty collection passed down from a grandparent, you might want to grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look. You could be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. This is not just a story about a penny. This is the story of a numismatic legend. So let's get into it. To understand the true value of the 1964 Lincoln penny, we need to start with a little backstory. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first time a real person appeared on a regular issue American coin, breaking away from classical symbolism and embracing a national hero. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin featured a wheat stalk design on the reverse, affectionately known to collectors as the wheat penny. That design lasted until 1958, and in 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Lincoln's 150th birthday. That brings us to 1964. It was a year of transition, tension, and a changing America. But in the world of coins, something fascinating happened. Over 6 billion Lincoln pennies were minted that year, with production from both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint coins carry a small D mint mark under the date. Philadelphia coins, as always, have no mint mark at all. Now, with that kind of production number, you'd think these coins would be extremely common and worth no more than face value. But, as we're about to see, there's far more to this penny than meets the EYE.at first glance. A 1964 penny looks like every other copper cent. But collectors know the truth. Certain varieties, errors, and minting quirks make specific 1964 pennies extremely desirable. First, we have to talk about metal composition. The 1964 penny was struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that distinctive reddish tone. Because copper prices have increased over time, the intrinsic metal value of a 1964 penny today is already more than its face value. In fact, the current melt value of a 1964 Lincoln cent is approximately $0.05852119, over 5 times its denomination. But wait, that's just the melt value. The real value comes when we look at condition, rarity, and unique errors. Some 1964 pennies were struck with doubling on the obverse. This is called a double die. If you see clear doubling on the date, the letters Liberty, or In God We Trust, you may have a double die variety, which collectors highly seek. Depending on the intensity of the doubling and the coin's condition, it could be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s. Next up, off-center strikes. These are pennies that were misaligned when struck, with part of the design missing or pushed to the side. Off-center coins can range in value from $20 to over $100, depending on how dramatic the error is. Then, we have repunched mint marks, or RPMs. Some 1964 D coins were struck with a Denver Mint mark that appears doubled, like a shadow or ghost image under the main D. These are small details, but to the trained eye and serious collector, they can raise the value of your coin. Also, be on the lookout for proof-like strikes, even though 1964 didn't have official proof coins struck for public release. Some 1964 pennies show signs of mirror-like surfaces, usually due to freshly prepared dies. If you find one of these in high grade, that's another reason collectors might pay a premium. A typical circulated 1964 penny, warning, used, is generally worth about 2 to 3 cents due to its copper content. Uncirculated examples, that's coins that have never been used and shown nowhere, are worth between 10 cents and $1.50, depending on color, luster, and overall condition. Now here's where it gets juicy. A pristine mint state 1964 penny, especially one graded MS-65 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $5, $10, $50, and sometimes more. In fact, in recent auctions, high-grade 1964 D Lincoln cents have sold for over $2,000 when they exhibit red color, near-perfect surfaces, and strong strikes. Collectors will pay big money for coins in red condition. That's the natural red copper tone that hasn't turned brown with age. The more original and untuned the coin, the higher the value. And those rare error coins? Double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks. Those can sell for $100, $300, even up to $1,000 depending on scarcity and grade. So yes, that 1964 penny might technically be worth just 1 cent. But in the right hands, with the right traits, it could be worth a whole lot more. If you think you've got a valuable 1964 penny, the next step is to examine it carefully. Start by checking the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling on the numbers or letters. Check the coin's color. Is it bright red, slightly red-brown, or completely brown? Condition is everything in coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers being better. If you think your coin is in excellent condition, you might want to consider sending it to a professional grading service. PCGS, NGC, and ANAX are 3 of the top coin grading companies in the US, and their certifications can dramatically increase the value and trustworthiness of your coin. Now let's talk about today's market. The coin collecting hobby has exploded in recent years, and coins like the 1964 Lincoln penny are more popular than ever. Why? Because people are fascinated by the idea that something so small and ordinary could be worth a fortune. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections have seen increased demand for high-grade and rare Lincoln cents. The nostalgia, the hunt, and the potential profit have created a new wave of interest in even the most humble coins. As of now, the average price of a well-preserved 1964 penny is still modest, but special varieties can be worth a small gold mine. The key is knowing what to look for and staying informed on current pricing trends. So, what are you waiting for? That old penny you've had sitting around might just be worth more than you think. Grab a magnifier, look through your coin jar, and start treasure hunting. You never know. The next coin to hit the market for thousands could be sitting in your hand right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1964 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more coin collecting videos, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let me know if you've got a 1964 penny in your collection. Who knows? We might just help you discover a hidden gem. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Hey coin lovers, collectors, and curious minds. What if I told you that a tiny little coin sitting in your drawer, a simple 2001 Lincoln penny, could be worth way more than just 1 cent? Yes, you heard that right. This small copper-plated coin could actually be worth hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars depending on what you've got hiding in your change jar. You might want to dig through your piggy banks after this one, because today we're diving deep into the fascinating story and value behind the 2001 1-cent Lincoln penny from the United States. Let's uncover why some of these common-looking coins are turning heads and making collectors go absolutely crazy. This video is going to break it all down: what to look for, what makes it valuable, how to tell if you have a rare error coin, and how much it's going for in today's coin market. Stay tuned because I'll also tell you the exact price one of these coins sold for. Let's just say it's a whole lot more than a cent. Let's roll. Let's rewind the clock just a bit. The Lincoln penny has a rich and iconic history. Introduced way back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person. For nearly a century, it's carried the same proud profile of Lincoln facing right, a symbol of strength, unity, and the enduring legacy of the 16th president. Now fast forward to 2001. The design hadn't changed much from the classic 1959 version, which replaced the wheat ears on the back with the Lincoln Memorial. The obverse side still features Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse shows the detailed Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. But don't let its familiar look fool you. This year is full of surprises, and not all 2001 pennies are created equal. So, what's so special about the 2001 Lincoln penny? You might think it's just another coin minted in the millions, right? Well, yes and no. Over 7 billion of these pennies were minted that year. But as with many coins, it's not just about the quantity. It's about the quality, the errors, the mint marks, and even the condition. You see, 2001 pennies were struck at 2 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which used a small d mint mark below the year. Most coins are common, yes, but some have what collectors call error features, and that's where things get exciting. Now this is where your eyes should light up. Some 2001 Lincoln cents have dramatic die errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and even missing letters or details. These are mistakes made during the minting process, accidental flukes that somehow got into circulation. And guess what? Collectors go nuts for them. Let's talk about double die errors, where the image appears slightly doubled, especially noticeable in the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds of dollars online and at auctions. Then there are off-center strikes, where part of the coin is blank because it wasn't aligned correctly during minting. The more off-center, the higher the value, up to a point. And here's the big one, the 2001 white AM reverse penny. Most pennies from that year have the letters AM in America very close together. But in a rare few, those letters are spaced farther apart, a wide AM. This is actually a design meant for proof coins, but it ended up on a few business strike pennies by mistake. If you find one of these, congratulations, you've got a valuable rarity. Now, even if your 2001 penny doesn't have an error, it might still be worth something. Why? Because coin grading is everything. Coins are rated from poor to mint state 70, or MS70, which means perfect condition. If your penny is an MS65 or better, almost no scratches, full shine, perfect strike, it can sell for several dollars even without an error. And if it's a pristine error coin, you're looking at serious money. So, what's the actual value of a 2001 Lincoln penny in today's market? The base melt value, the value of its copper and zinc content, is just a bit over half a cent, around $0.005852119. But don't let that number fool you. The collector value is where the real action happens. A standard circulated 2001 penny might not get you more than face value. But a well-preserved uncirculated coin can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10. Error coins? They've sold for $50, $100, even $500 depending on the type of error and the condition. In fact, one rare 2001 wide AM penny in near-perfect condition sold for over $1,000 at auction. Yes, 1 cent turned into over $1,000. That's the magic of numismatics. Now that you're probably reaching for your coin jar, here's what to do. Get a magnifying glass, a good one. Check the date. Make sure it's a 2001. Look at the mint mark. Is it from Philadelphia or Denver? Inspect the reverse side. Look closely at the AM in America. Check for doubling, especially in the letters and numbers. Look for off-center strikes or weak details. And remember, cleaning your coin reduces its value. So handle with care. So there you have it, the 2001 Lincoln penny might seem small and ordinary, but behind that copper color is a potential gold mine. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a complete beginner, it's always worth checking your change. You never know what hidden treasures you might have. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin facts, history, and valuable finds. Got a coin you want us to look into? Drop it in the comments below. We read every single one. Until next time, keep your eyes on your coins, and who knows, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Did you know that the humble little penny jingling around in your pocket or hiding deep in your junk drawer might actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? No, we're not talking about some ancient colonial-era coin. We're talking about a modern United States 1-cent coin, the 2008 Lincoln penny. That's right. One single penny from 2008, minted in the United States of America, could potentially be worth way more than its face value. So don't toss it aside just yet. That coppery coin might just be a tiny treasure in disguise. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2008 Lincoln penny. We'll explore the history, the design, rare errors, collector demand, and yes, the current market value, which may surprise you. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and let's talk coins. Because that 2008 1-cent coin might just make your day. Let's go back to the year 2008. The economy was going through a major shakeup, and while the world was watching Wall Street, the U.S. Mint was quietly pressing millions of little copper-plated zinc coins, each bearing the image of one of America's most iconic presidents, Abraham Lincoln. Now, here's the thing about the 2008 Lincoln penny. It's not just another penny. It's the last official Lincoln Memorial reverse penny before the major design change in 2009, which marked Lincoln's 200th birthday. Starting in 2009, the reverse was changed to honor different phases of Lincoln's life, so the 2008 version became historically significant, even though many didn't realize it at the time. And here's where it gets interesting. While most 2008 pennies are common, there are certain variations, rare minting errors, proof versions, and exceptionally well-preserved coins that have caught the attention of collectors around the world. On the obverse, you have the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. It's the same face that's been on the penny since 1909. The reverse of the 2008 version still features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. But what makes a 2008 Lincoln penny valuable? Well, there are three key factors. 1. Condition. Coins in mint state, particularly those graded MS67 or higher by coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, can be worth a surprising amount. These are coins that have never circulated and maintain their original luster and sharpness. 2. Mint marks. The 2008 penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Look for a little P, D, or S under the date. San Francisco mint pennies, especially the proof coins marked S, are particularly prized among collectors for their mirror-like finish. 3. Errors and varieties. This is where it gets juicy. Some 2008 Lincoln pennies have doubling errors, where the design appears slightly doubled due to a minting mistake. Others may have off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet errors. These mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Let me tell you about a few real examples. A 2008 D Lincoln penny graded MS68 red by PCGS once sold for over $1,000. That's right, a single cent, worth $1,000 to a collector. Why? Because of its perfect condition, strong strike, and vibrant red color, indicating it had never circulated. Even more mind-blowing? Some error pennies from 2008 have been sold on the market for hundreds of dollars, depending on the type of error and rarity. Now, what about the current market value of the average 2008 Lincoln penny? For most circulated coins, the value is just above face value, but even those can fetch around 2 to 3 cents if sold in bulk. However, the actual copper value of pre-1982 pennies is higher due to their copper content, and while 2008 pennies are zinc-based, they still carry collector potential because of their historical position and rare variants. As of right now, the calculated collector market average value for a premium grade or rare error 2008 Lincoln penny can range anywhere from $5 to over $585, depending on the exact condition and type of variation. Some marketplace data even lists high-demand coins with asking prices of $200, $500, and beyond, especially if they're certified and slabbed by a reputable grading service. So what should you be looking for? Here's your 2008 Lincoln penny checklist. Check for the mint mark. D, P, or S proofs are your jackpot candidates. Examine the coin surface. Any visible errors? Doubling? Misalignment? Is the coin uncirculated or in mint condition? If it shines like new, it might be worth grading. Compare against known auction results and dealer listings. You might just find a match. Don't forget, sometimes what seems like a common coin could actually be a hidden gem. All it takes is a little attention to detail and curiosity. So next time you're going through your change jar or you see a penny on the sidewalk, pick it up, especially if it says 2008 on it. That little Lincoln Memorial cent might be the last of its kind, a historical marker, and a collector's item waiting to be discovered. Because remember, in the world of coins, even a 1-cent piece can carry the weight of history and the shine of treasure. And who knows? Maybe your next penny is worth $585.21 or more. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2008 Lincoln penny, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin breakdowns, and drop a comment if you've got a cool coin story to share. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and always check your change. Until next time, happy hunting. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that most people overlook every single day. It's tiny, it's copper-colored, and it might be sitting in your pocket or hiding in your coin jar right now. We're talking about none other than the 2016 Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, the humble penny. But don't be fooled. This little coin might just be worth a whole lot more than 1 cent. In fact, some of these 2016 Lincoln pennies are selling for far more than their face value. We're talking dollars. In some cases, hundreds. And in today's market, even a well-kept 2016 penny could be valued at approximately 58.5 cents. That's a huge return if you've got a pocket full of them. So why is that? What makes these coins special? And how can you tell if your 2016 penny is worth a small fortune? Let's dig into the fascinating history. the unique features, and the surprising market value of the 2016 Lincoln penny. Don't blink, because you might just pass up a hidden gem. The story of the Lincoln penny began over a century ago in 1909, when it replaced the Indian head cent to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time in American history that a real person, and a president at that, appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. Since then, the Lincoln cent has undergone several redesigns, but it's always carried Lincoln's iconic profile. In 1959, the reverse design was updated from the original wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial to honor his 150th birthday. And then, in 2009, a special series of 4 different reverse designs marked the bicentennial of his birth, each highlighting different phases of his life. But in 2010, a new era began. The reverse changed once more to feature the Union Shield, a bold and symbolic image of national unity. And that brings us to the modern pennies, including the one minted in 2016. Now, let's focus in on the 2016 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might look just like any other penny you've seen over the past decade. But as collectors know, it's the details that matter. On the obverse, or front, we see Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right. This image, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained mostly unchanged since 1909. Above his head reads the word Liberty, and to the right is the date, 2016, along with a tiny mint mark letter that tells you where the coin was made. You might see a D for Denver, a P for Philadelphia, or in rare cases, no mint mark at all, which typically means it was struck in Philadelphia. Turn it over, and you'll find the Union Shield reverse, introduced in 2010. The shield features 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies joined together under a horizontal bar, symbolizing federal government. Atop the shield is the familiar inscription E Pluribus Unum, and across the center in bold letters is the word 1 cent. It's strong. It's symbolic. It's American through and through. You might be wondering, if this coin is so common, why are some 2016 pennies selling for way more than 1 cent? Well, here's where things get interesting. Most 2016 Lincoln pennies are only worth face value. But a select few, and I mean a very small number, are worth a lot more because of 3 key factors: condition, rarity, and mint errors. Let's start with condition. A coin in uncirculated or mint state condition is worth significantly more than one that's been passed around in everyday commerce. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC will assign coins a grade on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 70 being a flawless, perfectly struck coin. A 2016 Lincoln cent graded MS 67 or higher can sell for several dollars, sometimes even into the double digits depending on demand and scarcity. Next, rarity. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.9 billion pennies in 2016, while Denver produced over 4.8 billion. So yes, they are plentiful. But within that huge mintage, only a tiny percentage are in perfect condition or struck with rare features. And that leads us to the third factor: errors and varieties. This is the real jackpot for collectors. If your 2016 penny has a noticeable error, like a doubled die, an off-center strike, or a missing design element, it could be worth big bucks. Some examples include doubled die obverse, where the date or lettering appears doubled under magnification. Off-center strike, where the design is shifted significantly from the center of the coin. Die cracks or cuts, raised areas or bumps on the coin caused by damage to the die. Wrong planchet errors, where a penny was accidentally struck on a dime, or foreign coin blank. These error coins are highly collectible, and depending on the rarity and condition, they can fetch $50, $100, even hundreds of dollars. Oh, how much are 2016 Lincoln pennies really worth right now? The base market value for a standard, well-preserved 2016 penny in uncirculated condition hovers around 10 to 50 cents. That might not sound like much, but it's a solid return on something that's technically only worth 1 cent. But here's where it gets spicy. A high-grade 2016 penny certified MS 67 read by PCGS has sold for as much as $200 at auction. Another example with a rare mint error, an off-center strike, went for $150. And a double die example fetched more than $300 online. According to current estimates, the average market price for a circulated 2016 Lincoln penny is still just 1 cent. But in mint state condition, especially if it has a notable error, the value jumps dramatically. And as of today's estimates, the base metal value of a 2016 penny is about 58.5 cents, thanks to collector demand and copper prices. That's nearly 60 times its face value. So yes, that 2016 penny you're holding could be worth a lot more than 1 cent, especially if it's in pristine shape or has a 1 in a million mistake. Now let's talk action. What should you do if you want to hunt down valuable 2016 pennies? First, examine your change. Look closely at any 2016 dated pennies. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, cracks, or off-center designs. Second, check the mint mark. While most were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, coins from special sets or with unusual markings can be worth investigating. Third, consider professional grading. If you think you've got a coin in mint condition or with a visible error, getting it graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC can drastically increase its resale value. And finally, sell smart. You can list your coin on eBay, join numismatic forums, or visit a local coin shop to get an estimate. The more informed you are, the better deal you'll make. So, the next time you're handed a penny, don't just toss it in a drawer or ignore it. Take a moment. Look at the date. Check the mint mark. That ordinary-looking 2016 Lincoln cent might just be an overlooked treasure hiding in plain sight. If you found this video interesting or helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a special penny in your own collection. And hey, if you've got a 2016 penny you think might be rare, tell us about it. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest secrets. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're diving into a coin that you probably have sitting around in a drawer or jingling in your piggy bank right now. It's the 2018 Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper-colored 1-cent coin that might look ordinary. But guess what? Some of these coins are worth a lot more than just 1 cent. In fact, some collectors are paying serious money, hundreds, even thousands of dollars, for specific 2018 Lincoln pennies. So, how does a modern penny from just a few years ago become a treasure worth hunting for? Well, stick around, because we're going to break it all down. The history, the unique variations, the mistakes that made some coins ultra-valuable, and of course, what the market says they're worth right now. Let's jump right in. Let's rewind a little. The 2018 Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing Lincoln cent series, a coin that's been in circulation for over a century. First minted in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin has become one of the most collected coins in American history. And while earlier Lincoln pennies like the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die are famous for their rarity and value, don't count out the modern ones just yet. In 2018, the United States Mint continued the shield reverse design, which had been introduced in 2010. The obverse, that's the head side, still features the timeless profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse, or tail side, features a Union shield with 13 stripes and a horizontal banner that reads 1 cent, symbolizing Lincoln's role in preserving the United States as one union during the Civil War. Not all 2018 Lincoln pennies are created equal. There are several versions of the 2018 penny, including coins struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and for collectors, San Francisco. So that means there are 2018 pennies with no mint mark. Those are from Philadelphia, 2018, D pennies from the Denver Mint, and 2018, S-proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. The everyday ones from Philly and Denver are common, yes, but certain errors and high-quality strikes have turned some of them into absolute gold mines. Metaphorically speaking, of course, this is where things get spicy. Minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and repunched mint marks can boost the value of a coin exponentially. A double die is one of the most sought-after errors. That's when the design is accidentally struck twice, creating a shadow-like appearance on the lettering or date. Some 2018 pennies with doubling have sold for over $100 to $300, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. If your 2018 penny is in pristine condition, and I mean perfect, it might be worth submitting to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Coins that receive a grade of MS67 or higher can sell for $500 or more, especially if they're scarce in that grade. In fact, one example of a 2018 D penny graded MS68RD sold for over $1,000 at auction. The 2018 S-proof penny was made specifically for collectors. These coins have a mirror-like finish and are struck multiple times to bring out the details. If you find one of these in original condition, especially still in its mint packaging, it can easily be worth $5 to $10, and even more if it's a perfect 70 grade. Well, as of today, the base metal value of a 2018 penny is, of course, still just 1 cent. But here's the twist. The numismatic market doesn't care about face value. It cares about rarity, condition, and demand. On average, circulated 2018 pennies are still just pennies. But if you stumble upon a mint state coin or a recognized error variety, you could be sitting on something that collectors are paying 10, 20, 50 times, or even 1,000 times its face value for. So here's the scoop. The current estimated top-end value of certain 2018 Lincoln cents in high mint state condition is around $500 to $1,200, especially if graded MS68RD by PCGS. Regular uncirculated examples might go for $1 to $5 depending on eye appeal and luster. And error coins? Those are the wild cards. Prices vary depending on how dramatic the mistake is. Some double-die or off-center 2018 pennies have sold for $300, $600, even over $1,000 in online auctions. So here's the takeaway. The 2018 Lincoln penny might be a recent release, but it's a perfect example of why you should never underestimate your change. You might just have a tiny treasure hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always keep your eyes open for those shiny 2018 pennies, especially the ones with errors, mint marks, or perfect condition. And if you're holding one right now, grab a magnifying glass, check the date, check the details, and maybe even send it in for grading. Who knows? That 1 cent coin could turn into a couple $100s, or even more. Thanks so much for watching, Coin Hunters. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin content, and drop a comment below. Have you found a valuable 2018 penny? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and never stop looking for treasure in your pocket.